Hey guys, welcome back to Robu. Hope you guys are doing well, staying safe. Today in this video we're going to talk about how to choose the perfect ESC, that is the electronic speed controller for your drone. So stay tuned. So an ESC basically is an electronic speed controller that sits on your drone and is directly in contact with your flight controller. So basically your flight controller has a transmitter and that is communicating with the receiver on the drone, which is connected to the ESC. And the ESC is basically the brain of your entire drone. Whatever input you give on your flight controller, the ESC recognizes and moves your drone and does whatever things you do on this flight controller accordingly. So an ESC is an important component, a very important component of your drone, and choosing the perfect one is more important, because if you choose the wrong ESC for your drone is going to have like damage, it's going to overheat and it's not going to work properly. So we're just going to brush through 7 points that you have to keep in mind while selecting the perfect ESC for your drone. So the first point that you have to keep in mind is the current rating. The current rating is very important because the motors should not draw more current than your ESC can provide. Because if they do that, then the ESC is going to heat up, your drone is going to overheat, and it's going to cause damage eventually to your drone. So make sure that the ESC can provide as much current as all your motors require. So yeah, keep an eye on the current rating of your ESC. The second thing you have to keep in mind is the input voltage rating. The input voltage on your ESC is the maximum amount of input voltage that it can take. Mainly ESCs take about 3S and 4S batteries, but then some others can also take 6S batteries. So make sure that your ESC can handle the amount of voltage that the LiPo battery you are connecting to is providing. Make sure that you're not selecting a bigger LiPo battery, because if you do that, your ESC can get damaged because of the excessive amount of voltage that it's taking. So make sure that your LiPo battery is providing as much voltage as your ESC can take. The third thing you have to keep in mind is the weight and size of your ESC. The bigger the ESC, the more current it's going to provide and the cooler your drone is going to run. But if you choose a bigger one, it's going to make your drone heavier and it's not going to fly. So make sure that you choose the ESC according to your usage. So if you're making a big drone, a bigger ESC makes sense, but if you're making a smaller one, a bigger ESC doesn't. It will run cool, but it's not going to lift up. So make sure that you use the correct size and weight and the one which provides the optimum amount of current to all your motors in your drone. The fourth thing you have to keep in mind is the firmware, the ESC firmware. Now, the ESC firmware is basically the software which runs on each ESC. So basically, this firmware determines the protocols that your ESC can run on and also its configuration. There are a bunch of firmwares available like the BL Heli ESC, the BL Heli S, the Simon K, the KISS firmware, and the BL Heli 32. Now, the BL Heli and the Simon K firmwares are open source, whereas the KISS firmware is closed source. So make sure you select your ESC according to the firmware that you want, and the firmware will decide which protocols your ESC is going to follow. The fifth thing is an option. You can go with an ESC with or without a BEC. A BEC stands for Battery Elimination Circuit. What a BEC does is provide constant current and a certain voltage to your ESC and your receiver. Nowadays in the quadcopter system, a power distribution board is used, so we really don't require a BEC. But if you choose to opt for an ESC without a BEC, make sure that your ESC and your receiver are going to require an external power source. So keep that in mind. Also, the ESCs without a BEC are known as opto ESCs. Sixth thing that you have to keep in mind are the ESC protocols. There are a bunch of ESC protocols, and these protocols are basically the operating system which your ESC runs on. These protocols determine how fast the connection is going to be between your flight controller and your ESCs. So the faster it is, the more stable your flight experience is going to be. There are a bunch of protocols like the standard PWM, the one shot 125, one shot 42, multi-shot, D-shot, pro shot. So select it according to your usage. If you're going to fly your drone to a farther distance, a protocol which is faster works because there is not going to be any latency. And if you're going to fly your drone in like a shorter distance, a protocol which doesn't have a faster connection works. Latency is not going to be as noticeable as much as you'd fly it farther. The final thing that you have to keep in mind are the ESC processors. Mainly all the ESCs run on the Atmel SI Labs or the ARM Cortex processors. All these processors have different specifications, features, and support different firmwares. For example, the Atmel 8-bit is compatible with the Simon K and the BL Heli firmwares. The SI Labs 8-bit is compatible with only BL Heli and BL Heli S firmwares. And the ARM Cortex 32-bit, for example, the STM32 F0, F3, L4 ones, are compatible with the BL-Heli32 firmwares. And that's been it. If you want a more detailed analysis on how to go ahead with these steps, we have a blog written on the same topic. The blog link will be down in the description. Check that out. And if this video helped you in any way, leave this video a like, share it with your friends, and comment down below what other videos would you want to see from us. And subscribe if you already haven't. And that's been it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.